This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Escambia County Academic Challenge presented by WSRE. The Escambia County School District is pleased to partner with WSRE to showcase some of our area's best and brightest high school students. I'm Jonathan Thompson, the host and moderator for tonight's match. This evening's competition will feature Washington High School and Pine Forest High. I'll ask the players from Washington to introduce themselves first.
Hi, my name is Ian and my favorite subject is English.
My name is Arvin and my favorite subject is math.
My name is Mitchell and my favorite subject is American history.
My name is Nathan and my favorite subject is philosophy.
And the coach for Washington is Betsy Woolley. Now the players from Pine Forest will introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Graham Lysell, and I won't stop slaying until they stop playing.
My name is Terrence and my favorite novel is Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut.
My name is Jill, and my favorite novel is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde.
My name is Gage, and my favorite book is actually a series, and it's the Dragonlance Chronicles.
And the coach for Pine Forest is Richard Loisel. Please join us after this short break, and we'll begin tonight's match.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall. It is the Kennedy Center and a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
Welcome back. Teams will have two 10-minute halves in which to answer a variety of toss-up and bonus questions. Teams, if you are ready, we will begin. Toss-up. This artist did a series, let me restart this. Toss-up. This artist did a series of close-up paintings of flowers while living in New York City in the 1920s and later painted many animal bones set against desert backgrounds while living in New Mexico. She had a love affair with a man 50 years younger than her long after the death of her husband, the photographer Alfred Stieglitz. Identify this American artist.
Pine Forest, player 3.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
That is correct. For your bonus, given a country's longest river, name the country for 10 points each. First, the Mackenzie River.
Do you guys have any idea?
Answer, please.
No answer.
That is Canada. Next, the Murray River. Answer, please.
England.
Incorrect, it's Australia. Toss up. This play begins with a fight between two pairs of servants where one of them bites his thumb in the direction of the others. It ends with the prince stating, "For never was a story of more woe than this." The plot hinges on a potion that renders a person lifeless for over 20...
Pine Forest, player 1.
Is it Romeo and Juliet?
That is correct. For your bonus, given a mythological figure, name their better half for 10 points each. First, Pyramus.
Thisbe.
That is correct. Next, Cupid.
Psyche.
That is correct. Toss up. This general term refers to any member of a class of organic compounds in which the molecular structure comprises a nitrogen-containing unit linked to a sugar and a phosphate group. One example is uracil. Identify these building blocks of nucleic acids.
Washington, player 4.
Amino acids?
That is incorrect. Those are nucleotides. Toss up. The only river flowing out of it is the Angara. Irkutsk is near the southern end of this lake, which is located north of Mongolia.
Washington. Player 1.
Lake Baikal.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these people encountered by Odysseus on his journey home for 10 points each. First, the witch who turned Odysseus' men into swine.
Circe.
That is correct. Next, the Cyclops who captured the men for a time but was later blinded during their escape.
Polyphemus.
That is correct. Toss up, this is calculation. Joe has only nickels and dimes. How many dimes does he have if he has 15 coins worth a total of $1?
Washington. Player 3.
5.
That is correct. For your bonus, answer these questions about biological structures for 10 points each. First, these organelles can float freely in the cytoplasm or bind to the nuclear envelope or the endoplasmic reticulum.
Ribosomes.
Correct. Next, this organelle contains acid hydrolases to digest macromolecules. It is manufactured in the Golgi body. Answer, please.
No answer.
Those are lysosomes. Toss up. His career accomplishments include 6 All-NBA first teams and 12 All-Star games in his 18-year career. He helped secure one of his 2 NBA championships by blocking a last-second three-pointer by John Starks to defeat the New York Knicks. Picked ahead of Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley in the 1984 draft, he and Ralph Sampson became known as the Twin Towers. Originally from Lagos, Nigeria, named this center from the University of Houston, who, along with Clyde Drexler, led the Houston Rockets to back-to-back championships in the 93-94 and 94-95 seasons.
Washington. Player 3.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Incorrect. That was Hakeem Olajuwon. Toss up. It begins and ends when one trustworthy witness testifies before the authorities that a new moon has been sighted. It always occurs in the 9th month of the year to celebrate the appearance of its religion's holy book. Identify this period during which food and drink are to be avoided between sunrise and sunset for practicing Muslims.
Washington. Player 3.
Ramadan.
Correct? For your bonus, given the title of an eating-related literary work, name the author for 10 points each. First, Breakfast of Champions.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Correct? Next, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Answer, please.
Truman Capote.
Correct. Toss up. Some doctors claim that this organ is important for building immunity because it exposes white blood cells to antigens from the digestive tract. Surgeons are now capable of reconstructing it so that it becomes a part of the urinary tract. There have been cases of people being born without them and living full lives, and it is often removed if it becomes enlarged. Name this organ.
Washington. Player 1.
Appendix.
Correct. For your bonus, answer these about Norse mythology for 10 points each. First, often called Asbru due to the fact that all of the Aesir took part in its construction, this is the rainbow bridge that connects the 9 worlds.
Bifrost.
Correct. Next, this watchman keeps guard at Bifrost and awaits the coming of the frost giants.
Heimdall.
That is correct. Toss up. Though it took place far from Europe, this war pitted British outlanders against Dutch farmers. The Dutch began the fighting with victories at Ladysmith, Kimberley, and Mafeking, but British reinforcements eventually turned the tide. The British ultimately controlled the
Washington.
towns.
Player 3.
The Boer War.
Correct. For your bonus, name these stars in the night sky for 10 points each. First, this North Star, important in navigation, is the brightest in the constellation Ursa Minor.
Polaris.
Correct. Next, this star system is actually a triple star and is the closest to Earth. It is also known as Rigil Kentaurus. Answer, please.
Alpha Centaurian.
Correct. Toss up. In its native language, the opposite of this term is Noah, which means common or generally accessible. Captain James Cook heard the term used in 1771, and the late 19th century psychologists and anthropologists began using it regularly. Freud said that it simultaneously means both sacred or consecrated, but also uncanny or dangerous. Examples include various cultures' prohibitions on eating human flesh or engaging in certain sexual acts. Give this Tongan term used to refer to forbidden behaviors
Pine
like...
Forest. Player 2.
Taboo.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these physical features in South America for 10 points each. First, bound by the Andes to the east, this Chilean desert receives cold air from the Humboldt Current and is one of the driest places in the world. Answer, please.
No answer.
That's the Atacama Desert. Next, lying just east of the Chilean border and the Valparaiso region is this tallest mountain peak in Argentina, first ascended by Matthias Zurbriggen. Answer, please.
No answer.
That is Aconcagua. Toss up. It was commissioned by the director of the Imperial St. Petersburg Theater and by the choreographer Marius Petipa. Based on a tale by E.T.A. Hoffmann, the title object is broken by playing boys, but when Clara climbs out of bed to see it, it is back together again, and she witnesses a pitched battle between the tin soldiers and the mice. Name this ballet by Peter Tchaikovsky.
Pine Forest. Player 2.
The Nutcracker.
That is correct. For your bonus, identify each of the following works by Oscar Wilde for 10 points each. First, this novella tells of the downfall of an attractive youth whose soul is transferred into a portrait, aging and decomposing with his sins while he looks vibrant and youthful for decades.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Correct. Next, this play features a man pretending to go by the titular name in order to win the love of a beautiful girl, only to learn that it is his real name. Answer, please.
The Importance of Being Earnest.
That is correct. Toss up. In one particular legend, this parthenogenic god was thrown from Olympus onto the island of Lemnos after he sided with his mother in an argument against Zeus. Another legend, commonly depicted in Greek art, has Dionysus taking him back to Olympus intoxicated and slumped over the back of a mule. Worshipped predominantly in Athens. Well, it looks like time is up. Please join us after the break for the second 10-minute half.
Growing up in the 80s, we used to play hide and go seek, hopscotch, kickball. All of a sudden, those streets I used to play in were flooded with violence and drugs, and it became a very dangerous place. I had to walk from my school through gang territory after gang territory after gang territory before I finally got home. There was a point where I looked out my window onto my street where my neighbor had been shot. And I really didn't see myself making it to 21. I have to say, I retreated to my living room to find safety, to avoid the danger. The living room television became a window, a gateway into a broader world, a world that was closed off from me. If I ran home, I got to watch Bob Ross on PBS.
Maybe there's a happy tree. Look at that.
Not only was his painting technique almost like a magic trick, but after the stress of running home, it would just soothe me. Art is an extremely important part of my life. Today, I'm one of the founding members of Artists for Humanity, where I mentor young people to help them find creative solutions for the problems they see in the world. We use artwork to teach life lessons. I do my best as a mentor to keep kids out of gangs, to make sure that there is a clear path towards success from my neighborhood. I found that path through PBS. Growing up, sometimes I felt despair, but When you can turn on the television and see a beautiful world, it gives you hope that you can make it to that world.
What if television could sweep us away to another time and place?
Very nice, my lady.
And could take us from the Gilded Age to the Great War. From the heat of the chase to the heart of a queen. No one tells stories like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring stories like these to life.
Welcome back. At the half, the score is Washington 140, Pine Forest 80. Pine Forest has made one substitution. I'll now allow that player to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Steven, and my favorite novel is Travels with Charlie by John Steinbeck.
Thank you very much. And if you are ready, we will now begin the second 10-minute half. As soon as I hit this button. Question. A geological feature thought to be unique to this place are circular regions called coronae, caused by the subsurface buildup of magma, which creates a large distorting pressure on the surface, as there are no plate tectonics to alleviate this pressure. The Maxwell Mountains are the highest point on this body, located on the Ishtar continent. First explored by the Mariner 2 flyby, what is this planet where an atmosphere of 96% carbon dioxide contributes to surface temperatures in excess of 700 Kelvin?
Washington. Player 4.
Mercury.
Incorrect.
Pine Forest. Player 1.
Jupiter.
Incorrect, it's Venus. Toss up. This work is divided into 5 parts, the last of which is titled The End of It. The main character's nephew, who visits him near the beginning of the story, is named Fred. The main character's business partner, who died 7 years before the action of the story takes place, is named Jacob Marley. Name this Charles Dickens work about Ebenezer Scrooge and
Pine Forest. Player 2.
A Christmas Carol?
Correct. For your bonus, identify these amino acids for 10 points each. First, symbolized G. This is the simplest amino acid, having only a hydrogen atom as its aliphatic side chain.
No answer.
That is glycine. Next, this heterocyclic amino acid is an indole substituted alanine and is found in turkey and other meats.
Tryptophan?
That is correct. Toss up. Each one was addressed to the people of the state of New York and signed using the pen name Publius. They argued for a Republican form.
Washington. Player 1.
Federalist Papers?
Correct. For your bonus, answer the following about one of the pillars of Islam for 10 points each. First, this is the Arabic name for the pilgrimage to Mecca that is incumbent upon those who can physically and financially perform it.
The Hajj?
Correct. Next, during the Hajj, Muslims visit this small cube-shaped building in Mecca. Answer, please. I'm sorry, that's time. The correct answer is the Kaaba. Toss up. The first step in the formation of one of these symbiotic relationships is the creation of a thallus. These structures come in 2 different types, foliose and crustose, based on what components comprise it. Often these structures adhere to a tree or rock, and their presence or absence can be a good indicator of clean or polluted air. What are these symbionts composed of a fungus and an alga?
Washington. Player 4.
Lichen.
Correct. For your bonus, answer the following about classic works of fantasy for 10 points each. First, designated S. Morgenstern's classic tale of true love and high adventure. Name the novel written by William Goldman that centers on Buttercup and Westley. Answer, please.
The Lord of the Flies?
Incorrect. It's The Princess Bride. Next, The Book of Merlin, the fifth and final part to this work, was published posthumously in 1958. Identify this classic Arthurian tale by T.H. White. Answer, please.
Lord de Arthur.
Incorrect. It's the Once and Future King. Toss up. Many of the buildings here were designed by Pietro Solario, who was imported in the late 15th century. It contains 3 major palaces, several cathedrals, and an armory that is now used as a museum. Its center is Cathedral Square, which is faced by Cathedral of the Dormition, Cathedral of the Archangel, and Cathedral of the Annunciation. Name this former fortress located in Moscow that is associated with Tsarist and Soviet Russia. That would be the Kremlin. Toss up. This short story begins. True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The narrator is obsessed with one eye of an old man, so he kills the man in...
Washington, player 2.
Telltale Heart.
Correct. For your bonus, identify the plant from which these medicines are derived for 10 points each. First, aspirin was isolated from this tree whose bark has been used since antiquity as a painkiller. Answer, please.
No answer.
That's the willow. Next, the common heart medicine digoxin is also known as digitalis, which is the genus of this source flower.
No answer.
That would be foxglove. Toss up. He lived from 1509 to 1564 and often revised his seminal work, Institutes of the Christian Religion. This man was criticized when Miguel Servetus was burned for heresy, but the action helped him solidify his hold on the Protestant movement in Geneva, Switzerland. Name this theologian of the Reformation.
Washington, player 3.
Calvin.
John Calvin is correct. For your bonus, name these works of literature from their characters for 10 points each. First, Bill Sikes, Nancy, Fagin, The Artful Dodger. Answer?
No answer.
That's Oliver Twist. Next, Van der Dindur, Don Issachar, Dr. Pangloss, and Cunegonde.
Candide.
Correct. Toss up, this is calculation. A rectangular prism has a surface area of 100 square centimeters. What will the surface area become if the length, width, and height are all tripled? Correct answer is 900 square centimeters. Toss up. Throughout his life, this famous inventor considered his profession to be teacher of the deaf. His original experiments were designed to help his students analyze their speech, but his 1876 patent earned him far more wealth and fame than teaching ever would. Identify this inventor.
Pine Forest, player 2.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Correct. For your bonus, answer the following about Buddhism for 10 points each. First, with freedom from passion, desire, and pain, this is the highest state of existence or non-existence one can achieve according to Buddhists.
Nirvana.
Correct. Next, this is the cycle of birth, suffering, death, and rebirth that is ended by the attainment of nirvana.
Reincarnation.
Incorrect, that's samsara. Toss up. They include carotenoids and vitamin E. These substances prevent free radicals in your body from clogging arteries and causing cancer.
Washington, player 1.
Antioxidants.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these American authors who wrote in the first half of the 20th century for 10 points each. First, this Georgia native is known for the dark humor of works like Wise Blood and A Good Man is Hard to Find.
O'Connor.
That is correct. Next, this American was a comic playwright, but is better known for regionalist novels like So Big and Showboat. Answer?
No answer.
That is Edna Ferber. Toss up. The main character of this novel is accused of treason by Caderousse, Fernand Mondego, and Danglars. The victim's name is Edmond Dantes, and he eventually assumes the noble title used.
Washington. Player 4.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Correct. For your bonus, name these Mesoamerican peoples for 10 points each. First, the oldest civilization in pre-Columbian America. These people dominated western Mexico from 1500 to 400 BC and are known by their carvings of enormous stone heads.
Olmecs.
That is correct. Next, flourishing in the Yucatan and other Central American areas from around 200 to 850 AD, these people built the great cities of Tikal and Chichen Itza.
The Mayans.
That is correct. Toss up. This unit is equivalent to a kilogram meter squared per ampere squared second cubed. It is appropriately named after the 19th century scientist who discovered that in a given metal wire, the current varies directly with the potential difference applied to its ends. That marks the end of the match. Please join us after the break for a final score.
TV can be a child's window to the world. What will they see?
Welcome back. The final score for tonight's match is Washington with 250, Pine Forest with 120. I'd like to thank the students, coaches, and volunteers for making tonight's match possible. Please join us again here on WSRE for more of the Escambia County Academic Challenge. Thank you and good night.